guys, today we're going to be talking about quartile and quartile range as part of our statistics section. I wanted to start by talking about just what the word quartile means. Quartile we haven't seen before, but much like quad, it's starting with that QUA. And so quartile is when you are breaking your population, which is all of your results, into 4 equal groups. Basically what we're going to do to find our quartiles, or our 4 equal groups, is find our median or our halfway point, and then find the median or the halfway point of each halfway point to get quarters. So let's begin. The first thing we need to do is find the median. Now imagine that we're given this data of student math results. And notice that we have this hodgepodge of results here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 results. So our first step is going to be to find the median of these 12 results. And as you know, the first part of finding the median is to get our results in order. So here I have my data points listed in order. You'll notice that I cross off my original data points as I go to make sure I'm not missing anything. Now I just need to work my way in from the edges to my center to find my middle point. I see that my middle point needs to be between the 83 and 88. So just like you saw in Miss K's video, I'm going to take the average of the 83 and the 88, the mean, to find my median. So my median is 85.5. So now I'm just going to rearrange my data so that I have my midway point being here at 85.5. Now that we know our median, we need to find the median of the lower half of the data and the median of the upper half of the data so that we have 4 quarters. So if we take half of the lower half and half of the upper half, we will then have 4 quarters. Half of a half is a quarter. We're going to do this in the same way that we would find the median of the entire data. So now we know our Q1, or our first quartile, is 62.5, right in between the 55 and the 70. Our Q2, which is the same as our median, between the 83 and the 88 is 85.5. And our Q3 here between the 92 and the 92 is 92. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange this so we can really get a clear aspect of our 4 quartiles. So now it's pretty clear to see how I've rearranged, and I have 4 groups of 3 numbers each because I had 12 data points to start with. And I have my quartile 1 number, which is 62.5, my quartile 2 number of 85.5, and my quartile 3 value of 92. If you had an odd number of data to start with so that your median was actually a data point, it wouldn't be in one of the quarters of data. It would be separate from the quarter of data. So I will do an example like that in class. Once you know your quartiles, the next step is going to be to find your interquartile range. To do that, you are quite simply going to take your Q3 number and subtract your Q1 number to get the range of your 50%, middle 50% of the data, right? If this lower piece is the bottom 25%, then this is the second 25%, or this is the lower 50%, this is the lower 75%, and then the 100%. Likewise, you could also say upper 25%, upper 50%, upper 75%. But usually when we're looking for information, we'll talk about the middle 50% of the data. So we're going to find our interquartile range by once again taking our quartile 3 number, subtracting our quartile 1 number. Interquartile range, which we often will see abbreviated as IQR, is in this case 29.5. And then we will also often be asked to interpret what the interquartile range means. So that's what we're going to do next, and that's the easy part. Now that we know that our interquartile range is 29.5, We're just going to interpret it, and we do that by writing a sentence. So here's our sentence. The maximum, because remember, your range here is talking about the largest possible and the smallest possible number in the middle 50% of the data. So the maximum difference, because we're subtracting, in test scores for the middle 50%, we're only talking about the middle 50% of data, is 29.5 points. I don't know why there's a D there, so I'm just going to cross it out. All right, so again, the maximum difference in test scores for the middle 50% of the data is 29.5 points. I'm assuming this is points, it should say.